What goes through my mind at this point in time, 40 years at this, is what did I miss? What thing would there have been that might have changed the course of the investigation?
I still think of Johnny as a 12-year-old. I don't think of him as a 50-year-old adult now. What I think of most is that I cannot believe that somebody has not come forward with information or whatever.
John and Noreen Gosch are living with a painful 40-year-old mystery, a mystery that may never be solved. What happened to their 12-year-old son Johnny on a quiet Sunday morning in 1982?
My belief is based on what I've learned through the information we got that we could verify, and that was that he was kidnapped off the street while doing his paper route, and he was put into what they now call human trafficking.
And everybody wants to know, you want to know, it's just such a mystery. What do you think happened to him?
I have no idea. No idea.
John and Noreen Gosch no longer live in this West Des Moines neighborhood. They've been divorced for years. Noreen lives in Northeast Iowa now. John lives in Arizona. In fact, he drove to a nearby cell phone tower to get enough bandwidth to do a Zoom interview with us.
Probably chances are pretty high that he never will be found, along with lots of other kids.
Will he ever be found?
I don't know that he would. I don't. And at this very second, I don't know if he's alive or not right now.
What is life like now for John and Noreen?
It crosses my mind usually some part of every day, but I have a life too. And 40 years also means everything slows down. There isn't the day-to-day need for action.
I think about it all the time. Every time I'm driving, if I see something white in the ditch, my eyes go directly toward it. He was wearing a white sweatshirt, Kim's Academy sweatshirt, apparently, when he was taken. And so that is locked into my brain, that something white out there that I look at all the time.
When days go by, you just wonder if he's even going to come back.
After Johnny disappeared, the Gosches became known worldwide. The investigation continued for days, weeks, months, now decades. They worked nonstop trying to find their son. 40 years later, life has calmed down.
And now I'm at a point in my life where I can have a life and some happiness and some good times too. And it makes a difference, it helps.
They wonder what Johnny would be like at age 52, what he missed after 40 years.
It's just hard to even think that way. Hoping that he would have went through college like his brother and sister did and all that stuff, but it just stops at 12 years old.
The Gosches say they will never give up hope, and time does have a way of healing their wounds.
The hope is pretty well gone. I just would like to have a closure before I die, you know, but you just don't know.
And I would like to hope that Johnny would be still alive and I would be able to spend some time with him before my demise. Actually, it's more than just a hope. It is a real wish to have that happen.